Hey everyone, and welcome back to the fish room. Today I have two new angelfish. They're actually angelfish that I sold and then they outgrew someone's tank, so I'm bringing them back. So let's go ahead and take a look at these angelfish. Right now I'm letting them acclimate, so let's go ahead, jump forward and put them in the tank. Alright guys, so we got a few minutes to kill while they're acclimating. I'm floating up in a top tank. They will be going into the 40-gallon next to them, but all the water is the same temperature, so I figure I'll separate the bags so they sit upright in a smaller tank, let them get warmed up. Meanwhile, while we're waiting, go ahead down below, hit that subscribe button. I really appreciate all you guys watching the videos, kind of following the channel. Definitely be back in the fish room today. I got off track, did a couple other videos, but I like sharing all aspects of the things I do. While I was on my way home from picking up these angelfish, I did go by the dollar store and I bought some more fake plants. So these are from just the dollar store, like I said. They were really, they were $1. I bought some plants at a different arts and crafts store, and some of the plants are $10, $15. So I figured I'd try these out, see how they work. Really nice for the guppies whenever they're having babies, give some more coverage. So we'll go ahead, I'll add some of these in tanks. My next video I'm probably doing the Sunday, maybe Monday, towards the end of the weekend, maybe next week. I want to do kind of a overview of all my guppies and my guppy breeding setups and all the fish going right now. So if you guys want to see that video, definitely stay tuned, hit that subscribe button, see the next video come out, because me, I'm not sure how it's going to go yet, but I think it's going to be a lot of cool guppies and some good content. But I'm going to go ahead, rinse these off, put in some tanks, then we'll go ahead, cut the bags, put the angelfish away, take a look at them, kind of swimming around and all the angelfish in that tank. Water in the bags are still a little bit cold, so we'll give them another couple minutes. Those guys will be going into this tank here. So I kept, I think, 8 angelfish, and this tank always has a worse glare, but these guys had the nicest finish. I had some nice marble platinums, some silvers, things like that. But these guys are really active, they're doing well, definitely ready to start breeding here in the next month or so. I'll probably add a slate. You can see this male showing some aggression. We might get some eggs, but we also got a lot of babies already, so don't want to breed them too early because I'm gonna run out of space. But we'll go ahead, add those 2 angelfish to this tank, and I have some more floating plants in here because I still have some guppies. It's kind of cool to see. I left a few in here and they all kind of hover and hide in that plant, so it's kind of almost like a little natural tank where you would see in the wild, where the deeper water has your bigger fish, and then the shallow planted areas, all the smaller guys are going to hang out. So that's pretty cool, but let's take a look at the rest of the angelfish while those 2 bags are warming up. Here I have 2 different fry tanks. So these guys are actually rams, but down here you can see I have a whole bunch of angelfish who are just starting to push their fins out. So this is really cool. These guys are probably about a month old now, and they're growing well. I'm curious to see how their color shows up. It looks like I have almost some like marbles or even slightly koi. Because the fish that bred, they don't really have any koi in them, but their parents, because they're like an F2, the dad was a koi, so it was actually a really nice super red koi that he bred with a standard marble. So none of the red showed up, but maybe it's showing up in the next generation, which is pretty neat to see. Then over here in the 55-gallon tank are the rest of my angels. These guys I'll be selling off to pet stores, things like that. But as my numbers have been getting lower, their fins have been doing much better. I was a little worried for a while that I had to treat them, but I think there's just a lot of picking going on. So once I got the pair out of here and I got some of the dominant males moved around, their fins healed up really quick and they're starting to grow nice and long. So that's kind of reassuring that it wasn't a genetic thing. It was just kind of a picking order and a little bit of overcrowding, but they're doing fine. They're bouncing back real nice. So these guys are doing well. I was hoping I get to breed this guy in the future, but it looks like he might be one of the runts. He's grown just a little bit slower than everyone else, so a nice pet fish, but I don't think he'll end up being a breeder, which is a shame because his color is just awesome. Really nice dark black in his bottom fin and on his side, so he's pretty cool, but I might keep him as a pet for now. And of course you can't forget my little balloon ram. That's actually a guy I produce, so I breed German blue rams. And 1 out of 1,000 I got a little balloon ram, which is pretty cool. I think the balloon rams are awesome. I like the angel rams, but I'm not a big fan of breeding things with any defects, which whenever they're kind of like that, it really is a defect, but Beautiful fish, awesome color. I'm really enjoying him. He's like my little mascot for right now. So that guy's doing well. And I got the blue-eyed albino bristlenose growing out in here. But let's look at the last tank of angelfish and let's go ahead and acclimate. We'll finish acclimating those angels and let them go. Here in this 20-gallon log, these are the parents to those angel fry that I showed you. So you can see they don't really have much red in them. They have a little bit of that yellow. They're definitely like a marbled, really nice like standard angelfish. So for anyone just buying angelfish to fill up a tank, these guys are really nice, and they do kind of throw some pre-buzz and almost nice scaling to them. So these guys are doing really well. Her tube is down right now. She's probably about to breed again. If they breed this week, I'm gonna leave the eggs in there. If they raise them, awesome, but if not, I think I'm gonna get over with angelfish a little bit too quick. So I'll let them try to raise them here. If they don't, that's fine too. But they're doing really well. If they're gonna breed, I'm not gonna stop them. I'll let them stay comfortable in this tank, and then whenever it's time to grow some more angels out, maybe I'll put a new pair in here, or I'll let these guys breed again. I said I was gonna overrun with the angels, and I don't mean to say it in a bad way, but anytime you're breeding fish, you wanna have a lot of them, and you wanna have babies behind babies. And this is one more jar I have, all of baby angelfish, and they're doing really well. Feeding them baby brine shrimp right now. They're due for a feeding, but after you feed them, 20 minutes later, half hour later, their bellies are just bulging full of food. So they're doing well. They're ready to move into a tank, and I'm gonna start selling these guys at some pet stores locally to me. One thing I wanted to kind of talk about in an older video, 2019, kind of a new year for the fish room. I'm taking a different approach on breeding and selling my fish. So obviously I want to breed some higher quality fish, but also when you sell to pet stores, you want to kind of lower your prices and focus on volume. So I'd much rather sell, and this is kind of just throwing out numbers, but over a period of time, I'd rather sell 500 fish at 50 cents a piece versus maybe 50 fish at $2. So taking a different approach, I'm trying to sell more numbers. I want to produce more fish. I want to get them good homes at a good price. So that's the approach I'm taking. So these angelfish I'm breeding right now, I don't want to get stuck with a ton, so I'm going to sell them for a real low price, probably a little bit wholesale, and then I'll sell locally for maybe smaller numbers of fish, but a little bit higher price. So that's kind of the way it works with breeding for profit. If you have maybe a dozen fish for sale, you can kind of price them a little bit higher because you don't have to sell them as fast. But if you have 100 fish in a tank, you got to kind of meet the demand and lower your price to compete with the other breeders and the people that are shipping fish. So try to compete with those prices, a little breeding for profit tip in the middle of this, but that's my little rant. Let's go ahead, let's finally add these angelfish. So if we're adding these angels to the tank, all I'm doing is, now that their temperature is the same as the tank because they've been floating, I'm just gonna cut their bags, put them through a fine mesh net so their fins don't get caught, and just let them go right in the tank. If you get them to sit in the bag and all the water is gone, you don't need the net. You can go ahead and just plop them right in there. So go ahead and add that first guy right there, and he's really nice. I'm excited I got him back because I was real hesitant to sell him when I first got him. Very nice coloration to him, and his fins grew a ton. So he was the one causing all the problems in the old tank. He's maturing, he's a young male, and he just wanted to breed and be the boss, and he was in too small of a tank that he was kind of messing with the other fish. But he'll probably start to find some females in here. I did add a slate, but I'm really happy with this tank right now. A lot of nice sized angelfish. Got to keep up with my water changes. But this will definitely be a nice addition to the future breeding of the angelfish. And we have one more. Let's go ahead and add her. It might be a smaller male, but it looked like they were starting to pair up in the tank. So time will tell. Here she is right there. And if she stays in the bag too, that's fine, because I actually don't like putting them through a net. If you can grab them with your hand or keep them in the bag so there's no rough edges, even if you're using a mesh net, it's still nice. But without adding much or any of the water from the other tank, I'm going to go ahead and add her. There she goes. There you have it, guys, and these are looking really nice. I really want to upgrade some of my lighting. Obviously I'm trying to do a breeding for profit, so I don't want to buy a lot of things I don't need in the fish room. But even just this little cheap light I put on top of the tank to show you guys a little bit closer view of them really helps bring out some of the color in these angelfish, and you can really enjoy them and appreciate them more. But let me know what you guys think about this update. I hope you enjoy these angelfish. Right there is a beautiful shot of those two that I just added. And these guys should all settle in just fine. Their fins are doing well. Not a whole lot of picking going on here, even though it is a little bit crowded. But I'll keep you updated on this tank, and you can see him already displaying and holding his fins real nice and high. So he's probably going to be the new dominant male, even though I think that guy back there was. And if either of them breed, I'll be happy because they have a nice platinum and some scaly on them. And I like that marble on all my angelfish. Really adds to the fish in my opinion. But I say we kick back for a good 10 seconds, just look at the tank a little bit, watch these guys how they interact, and really just enjoy all the different angelfish in the tank. But I'm going to wrap this video up for today. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed this update. I really like sharing the fishing with you guys. Helps me kind of stay updated on all my things, make sure I'm doing the right stuff in the fish room, I don't get lazy, make sure I'm selling fish, moving things around, just constantly growing the fish room, working on the next big project. So thanks again for watching, guys. If you're not already subscribed, I really appreciate you guys following the page, subscribing, liking the videos. It's not a huge deal, but definitely read about your comments and just kind of being part of the fish community online. So thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned for the next video.